Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue with white and gray, officially weighing in at 159 pounds. His professional record, 51 victories, including 25 knockouts, 4 defeats, and 1 draw. From St. Petersburg, Florida, the former undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world, Ronald Winky Wright. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue with gold, official weight 157 pounds. His professional record, 36 victories, including 27 knockouts with only 1 defeat. From Aiken, South Carolina, the WBO interim junior middleweight world champion and 2-time welterweight champion of the world, Paul the Punisher Williams.
All right. Ricky. All right, Paul. Commands at all time. Watch your punches here. Punches here are good. They're good here. Remember one, guys. Remember this. I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them out.
Paul Williams trying to climb the mountain of recognition. Winky Wright's been a professional for 19 years.
As round 1 begins, keep in mind that Winky Wright was badly cut over the left eye in his last fight against Bernard Hopkins and had plastic surgery to repair that cut, which was deep almost all the way down to the bone. Paul Williams was cut above both eyes in his last fight. So if you see blood from either fighter above or
fight with Jermaine Taylor.
Well, he's trying to show or find out whether Williams can take a middleweight's punch. Even though he's a singles and doubles hitter, Winky Wright, Paul Williams has never faced a true top middleweight before.
But at this stage here, a lot of energy.
Well, he's got a lot of energy, Manuel.
hard right.
Also, and very effective in that aspect because Paul is not able to maintain that space that he wants. And Winky's going right to the inside.
Mostly that's because Williams does
doing any boxing or changing the footwork at all.
Williams, who likes to throw 100 punches per round, acknowledges that Wright, with his defensive skills, may block, slip, or deflect more of those punches than he's accustomed to which he says, no problem. I'll keep throwing until I land the ones that matter. In the second half of this round, Wright has picked up his pace, or excuse me, Williams has picked up his pace, and Wright, to a certain degree, has slowed down.
Yeah, but I'd say at this stage here, it seems like
best action round we've ever seen Winky in.
The Taylor fight had several good rounds.
It's working beautifully. Okay, but I want you to roll your shoulders a little more. If you roll your shoulders, you're moving your head. I need you to move it a little bit more. Okay? Now listen, what happens is this here. You need to still do exactly the same thing you did. Okay?
All right.
Williams probably landed the most punches, and the most important and powerful punches I thought in the round was landed by Winky. I think he landed 2 powerful shots just like that beautiful right hook.
But judges have become increasingly accustomed to rewarding punching volume in the sport over the course of the past 10 years or so. And by CompuBox numbers in round 1, Wright was 14 of 42, and Williams was 21 of 104. My question is, how do judges give a round to a guy who threw 40?
On the foot.
No, I didn't think he won the round. I thought he landed the more cleaner single punch. But no, I think Williams won the round on sheer volume.
Well, but quality. Did the quality of Winky Wright's punches outweigh the quantity of Paul Williams?
Someday we'll look back and see how the official judges scored that first round. It's an interesting subject.
But I was impressed with the cleaner power punches coming from from Winky.
Now here we go. Is Wright going to stay with this?
A young, ambitious, hungry fighter like this who throws that many punches, there aren't many pauses in what he does.
And then just this is a tough fight to come back with because of the volume of punches and the intensity that Paul Williams fights at.
Wright getting his chance now as Williams takes a little bit of a break. Williams comes back with the left uppercut and a right hook. He tends to sometimes going to have to be walking into the blades of the helicopter to get something done.
I think of him as a wind turbine, Jim.
Green power. Good jab by Winky Wright. Williams continues to throw and throw.
But Winky is getting in good boxing fine range because Paul doesn't use his height.
In, and that's what we need, okay? Look. Paul, you're working your combinations good, listen, and you're also working your pivots good. Take a deep breath, okay? But you need to
We'll show you what the conundrum may be for Wright in this fight. We're going to show you an exchange in which Williams throws 1. Then a right answer, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 punches from Williams, and Wright threw 2. How will judges score for Winky Wright in the face of something like that?
But the most interesting thing to me is that Williams tied him up after that fusillade of punches, not allowing Winky to come back at him.
So Wright's connect percentage is very low, 20 out. Punches in the round. So that's a 60 punch differential in round 2 after a 62 punch differential in round 1. They're just fighting in a different economic or quantitative mode.
Well,
is getting in close, in particular that right hook of his. Even though he's not a big puncher, Paul Williams is, to me, it looks a little gangly like here and close. And the other guy's going to take control.
I think that Winky, despite the fact that he hasn't knocked out anybody of any consequence in 10 years, thinks he has to knock this kid out and is trying his best to do so.
Right. I see power, and in particular the right hook that I haven't saw before. But Williams punches from so many angles, you don't know never what to look out for.
Punch that may ultimately do damage for Williams if he's able to hurt Wright in this fight would be the uppercut.
But Williams shoots his right uppercut amid all of the punches coming over top, and then you never know when you don't see it.
Wright scoring at the end of a left hand. Now he lands a more solid left cross inside. Crowd liked the left cross from Wright.
You know, Winky,
Good body shot by Paul Williams.
He's such a variety of punches. So take control of the fight.
Bring on. Come on. Let's go, come on. Keep playing.
on his face. He likes what's happening out there.
Well, I think he's managed to create more space between himself and Wright since round 1. And Winky needs to be closer. Tonight, immediately following boxing, stay tuned for the first episode of our 4-part series, Pacquiao Hatton 24/7. Each week, you'll go behind the scenes with both fighters leading up to their mega matchup on HBO pay-per-view, May 2.
Now what you've done, you know what his hand speed is. Of it, okay? That stick is what's gonna keep you alive in this fight, okay? Keep that stick, keep moving around. You follow what I'm saying? Look, if you throw it right, I need for you, listen, I need for you to still stay focused. Still keep doing what you're doing. But the uppercuts are doing that.
Williams' punches are missing, then maybe the formula won't work for Williams.
But you know, Williams has been landing enough clean punches lately too. He's landed most of the clean punches he's landed by him too now.
Let's see what Harold likes. How do you got it?
Jim, I like the busy guy. 3-0, 30-27. Paul the Punisher Williams. Jim, let me tell you something. Southpaws don't do what Paul Williams does with a right hand. I mean, he's got one of the best right hands I've ever seen on a southpaw. He doubles the jab. He triples the jab. He doubles the right hook. He triples the right hook. Southpaws don't do that. Southpaws have the power in the left hand. Not only that, watch the head movement. You give a guy credit for defense. Look at how many punches Winky Wright throws. Paul's moving his head. He slips a shot. Right there. Look at the head movement. 3-0, Paul Williams.
I scored the first round even. I have it 2 rounds for Williams. See, here's where what Winky does. He does this, then he tries to go, but Williams ties him up before he has a chance to retaliate.
I've never known Winky to be attacked himself with the intensity the way that Williams is attacking him, Paul, tonight. I mean, because usually if Shane Mosley tried to attack Winky, but Shane was just physically too strong. But when he fought Jermaine Taylor, Winky was the aggressive guy for the most part. But this guy's pushing him, pressing him, making him fight at a faster pace, and a big guy on
Wright landed a good left and right. Solid punches inside for Winky. His best rally since the first round.
Yeah, but watch Williams try to come back and take control again. He still refuses to let Winky take control of the fight. He
This is a very hard pace for Winky. Can he keep it up for 12 rounds if necessary?
He's hitting and holding all the time, man.
Good round, good round. Wink. He's wearing out, Wink. When he backs up, take it. More 1-2s, more 1-2s. Strong jabs, strong jabs. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Come on, champ. You got this guy. Come on. Move your head on the inside. Move your head more on the inside. You're not moving your head.
Paul Williams' children have been asking him when they could come to see Dad fight, and today's the day. And young Paul Jr. sees his picture on the monitor and loves it. Daughter Jacoria, now she's found herself also. She's sitting on the lap of Paul's mom, Nancy Williams, who came to the fighter meeting with him yesterday. His girlfriend Shinda was there as well. CompuBox numbers on jabs through 4. Winky Wright 17 out of 83, Paul Williams 24 out of 165. Williams with a 23-9 connect advantage in the 4th round, and Winky Wright kind of took the 4th round off, throwing only 28 punches. That's probably why you were saying, Larry, it's a tough pace for him.
Don't do that. Let's go. Let's go.
Cortez perhaps responding to the entreaty from Wright's trainer, Dan Birmingham, between rounds. You heard Birmingham say to Cortez, he's holding and hitting all the time. What he's really doing is hitting and holding.
Well, both I saw Wickers did that too a lot. He's sometimes holding where the referee couldn't see on the other side. So they've both been doing a little bit of that.
One thing I've noticed, Emmanuel, is that many fighters, if they're fighting a fighter with a reputation for holding, they themselves will hold, figuring they're going to get away with it a little more often. Here in round 5, it appears that Wright's punches have lost some snap.
Right, we should point out and jab has been his best punch, and he showed us a bit of a right hook tonight.
Bring out.
Williams has slowed down a bit in this round.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just a lot of punches he's throwing, you know, and say Winky is a cagey guy. He usually makes you outwork him in terms of punches so he can conserve his energy. But right now, even though Winky is probably behind, I've been very impressed with him tonight. He's fighting tonight. He's not trying to defense fight. He's taking good punches, and he's just extremely competitive.
Watch your heads.
See, that's what I was saying. Both these guys are taking times of doing that. But for the most part, Winky's been holding more to be, though.
I think this is Winky's best round.
Bring out.
I told you I don't want you banging with him. I told you that. Look, you got an easy fight and you're making it hard. Okay? You're beginning to make it hard. Keep your jab going, Paul. Roll your head. Okay?
Here you see what I've been watching earlier in the fight. Here you see Winky holding on, and you see Paul doing everything to try to still get a punch in. And often when that happened earlier, his fighter.
Have you ever seen a fighter throw an uppercut under his own arm?
We got arms as long as his. He can do a lot of things that normal people can't do.
Well, apparently Joe Cortez didn't either, because he warned him that has to be illegal because I've never seen it before.
One violation committed.
Slipping 3 right punches in a row. Williams threw 81 punches in the 5th round. That was his low punch output for the fight. He still doubled Wright's output. Big left hand and a Winky Wright trying to hunt Williams' body. Caught him there with a right hook. Williams walked right into it. Three feet away against Evander Holyfield and got planted on the canvas for his trouble.
And lost the heavyweight championship.
Watch your heads, watch your heads, watch your heads.
Whatever Winky thought he was going to do in the early rounds when he was so aggressive,
Second, this is just halfway through this fight. It's an unbelievable pace. And there you see Winky again holding on the side where Joe Cortez couldn't see it.
I think Winky is trying to trap Williams into walking into something.
Right.
And he had the formula when he landed a right hook. But the question is, could he hurt him? I mean, you guys, I think, were on point in saying earlier that it looks like Wright is driving toward a knockout strategy here. Winky Wright's not a knockout puncher.
Get him out. Time.
That's a problem.
You got to continue to move, and you got to continue that jab. You boxing beautiful. Taking over.
Come on, you hear your kids. Punch, get down.
In the world, that's all you need. But I don't want him touching your ball. I don't want him touching that body. You got to get that jab with a snap.
Halfway through the fight, CompuBox numbers. Forget about landed punches. We all know the difficulty of establishing.
And yet, Paul Williams gets his shots right in between the gloves. Look at that. He gets that jab in. No matter what Winky Wright does, Williams scores with that jab constantly. I mean, an amazing right hand for southpaw, getting in good, clean shots, punching like crazy. You can't take it away from him. 5-1, Williams.
I have it 4-1-1. I think it's possible the judges gave Winky the first round. So
I wouldn't be shocked if there's a judge out there with a 6-0 scorecard. Not saying it's right, I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me.
But regardless of what, the volume of punches has got to be going to Paul Williams. He's doing that.
Well,
and actually the cleaner punches, actually, even though he may miss a lot, he still, as Harold said, he finds a way to get up through the middle in between the gloves with enough occasional punches in addition with the volume
what
to win.
experience tells us is that in close rounds, the busier fighter is usually going to get the best. And here's another factor. Winky Wright's face looked like he'd been in a fight. Paul Williams isn't.
No, and sometimes Williams is grinning as though he's having fun in there. If he can win tonight.
But you know what's amazing to me is how to be such a tall guy, he still can fight so good sometimes in close and bob and weave and get under punches and punch back, which is truly unusual to be a guy as tall as he is.
Williams leaping through to bust Wright with a right hook. Boundless energy for the lanky southpaw from Aiken, South Carolina. Right there, that's Jenny Lee Burns. Are on the round card. And not on that bauble in her belly button. That bauble. That belly button.
This is one thing they can't do with a mobile telephone. Full, sexy way.
Larry's exactly right. Winky Wright's face shows wear and tear. Williams, none yet. That right hook, one of his best punches of the fight. He knows it. He's trying to follow up right now.
Let's go.
Right in a guard mode. Williams throws 8 punches in a row.
No, come on. Let's go. Let him out, Wiki. Let him go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Get him out. Let's go. Break. Let him out. Let him out. Go. Come on. Let's go. Work out here. Work out. Work out. Your hands are free. Let's go.
Emmanuel, people have compared his body to that of Tommy Hearns.
No.
If you had wanted him to, could Tommy have achieved a work rate like this?
No. This I was just saying to myself, Jim, this is unbelievable to see a man throw punches like this, even if he was a short guy, but to have a tall guy, really to me, he's like 6'3", if it seems to be able to throw this many punches, because most tall fighters, they tire. Tommy was a more physical, he was a little bit stronger upper body, and was a much more But Tommy didn't have that type of stamina, hardly anyone. Ray Leonard was one of the few fighters that I know that had great stamina, but he was built that way, but not to be tall like this.
Winky Wright has landed some very solid right hooks in this round, but they get lost in the shuffle against the constant onslaught of punches from Williams.
You're beautiful. You're working beautiful. You're not letting him in. Deep breath. Deep breath. You're working beautiful, Paul. Okay? Hey.
Yeah.
Give me rents on this. Paul, now you got him where he have absolutely no legs, he have absolutely no what power he had, he don't even have back. Okay? But now what I want you to
when he backs up a good strong jab, left hand, and keep working and ripping that body. That was a good round for you right there.
Right.
Caught him with some good stuff.
Yes.
Right, it's fine. Yeah. No problem.
Here's Williams.
Even though they're fighting that close.
Winky's trainer in denial, or is he just trying to pump up Winky Wright?
It's hard to pump up anyone with a guy like this, like Paul Williams. He's punching. He's not really a big puncher, but he throws so many. And you never know what angle the punches are coming from.
Now here's what Larry was talking about, incidentally. Birmingham said to Winky, that was a good round for you. You did well. CompuBox numbers, Wright was 9 of 40. Williams was 29 of 93. The 29 is a high number of connects in the fight for Williams, and I think his connects are becoming more solid, Emmanuel. He's finding the target a little bit more clearly in the last round and a half.
Is it important, Emmanuel, to give your fighter some hope?
I think
in
you
this
give
situation?
them but also you need to be honest with it. I always try to be honest with my fighters, even though some of them don't like it. But I would tell them at this stage, I would say this stage here, You're behind Winky. You know, you had a better round. Didn't think you maybe won it, but you got to punch with full power. Now, we're not going to win a decision in this fight. So just conserve your punches and punch with full power when you do punch, because we're losing the fight.
Wright has been in with some excellent jabbers through the course of his career. And already in 8+ rounds, Williams has landed more jabs than anyone ever landed on Wright. And now here comes a potential rising tide again for Williams.
Have an endless supply at his disposal.
That's exactly what his plans was. You can see in the beginning, which is why he won most of his fights. He had great defense. He'd make guys throw out 5 punches to his 1, and then he came on at 10, but it hasn't happened tonight.
The loss to Carlos Quintana. For flummoxing Williams with a great fight plan that night. Williams made his point when he knocked Quintana out in 1 round for revenge a few months later. So he doesn't have an unbeaten record.
This is the way he's trying to fight tonight. This is a rough fight.
This is a better crowd than we anticipated. We don't know how many tickets have been sold, perhaps a few thousand. We know that the police and the fire people here in Las Vegas have gotten a bunch of freebies. And surprisingly, Vegas was pretty crowded this weekend because of the Easter spring break. A lot of families. And we've been told that Vegas is a safer place.
Keep pumping that jab real strong and let that left hand go more. You got to let your hands go more. Move your head on the inside.
We go to round 10. Winky Wright has fought past the 10th round 20 times in his career. Williams only twice. Williams runs out of the corner and tries to nail Wright.
The way that he's been going all night, it's almost impossible for a tall guy to do that.
Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim, 8 rounds to 1. 89, 82, Paul Williams. Jim, I think he's giving him an old-fashioned beating. I got to tell you, Paul Williams constantly landing that right hand. Winky can't hit him because Paul Williams moves his head constantly, and Winky misses him.
And to be able to have the coordination to deal with those punches coming from so many different angles.
Well, he's still trying. He knows that everything
I never thought of saying I'm anxious to see him fight again.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, it's not, if he don't have a Paul Williams in there, believe me, he's not no slouch. I think as a 154, 60 pound, he's fighting a very good fight. This is
in Winky's corner saw this as a crossroads fight. Dan Birmingham reportedly told his fighter, you need to sell out. This is everything to you. because if you do not win this fight, it's unlikely you're going to see another big marquee with the name.
A lot of physical things I see with a very strong, powerful, full-fledged middleweight who will come in the ring probably about 178 at the night of the fight. He may have a problem with.
Havlik is a pretty big hitter upstairs. Arthur Abraham is brutal to the body with the left hook. Either would present an imposing challenge.
But until and if he doesn't get hurt, Williams is going to be a problem for any fighter.
We're behind in this fight. We need a stoppage. All right? We need a stoppage. If you're going to block early and let him run out of gas, you got to stay on his ass and hurt this kid. All right?
See, in the past, Wicked Wright always has that defense where he block punches from the outside, but in the cage fighting with Paul Williams is coming up between those defensive gloves. And throw a punch on the outside to make
across the lake from Aiken in Augusta, Georgia, becoming a master of real estate in Augusta.
No, he's from Augusta originally. I asked him if he ever went to the Masters, which of course is going on this weekend. He said, well, the only thing the Masters meant to him was a lot of traffic and high prices. Couldn't wait for them to get out of town.
CompuBox numbers in the 10th round. Wright was 11 of 36. Williams, 23 of 100. .105 in that round. Again, the energy level is extraordinary. Oh, good right hook by Williams. And increasingly, Winky Wright is taking more punishment than a 37-year-old who's been out of the ring for nearly 2 years wanted to take.
Yeah, this is the wrong last guy in the world he needs to be in the ring with.
Remember earlier at the top of the show, we talked about how the veterans can beat young fighters who come straight to them and enable them to operate, but that speed eventually and work rate tells the difference. Sometimes if you wait for this kid to stop punching, you may have to wait till the 13th round. The fight's over.
I remember one of Joe Calzacchi's opponents after having
unusually gifted kid the way this guy is. He's really almost like a freak of nature to be built like that and throw punches all night long.
And that's part of the story.
Very
when you have
unusual.
a small town South Carolina trainer, how many chances is he going to get to take somebody to the top of the professional boxing world?
Well, you know, Vernon Forrest comes from Augusta as well.
Last round. Last round, bro. You want to go home, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go in home time, bro.
Ready to go home, Ted.
I want you. Paul, don't do nothing stupid. I want you to be alert, okay? But I want you to get back to your stick and work your corners. Now he's desperate. Come on.
Last round, we'll touch him up.
Let it all go here with good, smart defense, though. Move your head on the inside. Dip right and let that hook go.
CompuBox numbers entering the final round. Wright has landed 108 punches. Williams has landed 217. Almost exactly twice as many. Paul Williams, when he throws his 20th punch in this round, will have thrown 1,000 punches in the fight. Wright may make it to 500. Unbelievable. Shot.
But it doesn't matter right now. The momentum is going with him. I mean, it would take one tremendous punch to knock out Paul Williams right now, and Winky Wright is not that type of a puncher to do that.
Come on, let's go.
There you go, see again the variety of punches. Left hand over the shoulders and then the same left hand up between the gloves.
Break out, come on, let's go, come on. Break out, break out. Okay, let's go. Okay, now both of you guys, watch your hands. Let's go, let's go.
When he was a young fighter, Winky Wright was knocked down 5 times by a South American title.
But he's ran across probably one of the most unusual fighters that I've ever saw in my lifetime. That he can throw all of these punches from so many different angles and fight inside, outside, and never gets tired, and has good mental concentration and mental stamina also as the fight goes on. He doesn't tire and lose his concentration.
Hold the head down, let's go.
We have to love him at HBO for wearing RIP RDC.
Meaning Winky Wright.
Yep, that's where our hearts are tonight.
Oh my God. Look at this.
Williams momentarily staggered Winky with a big left hand.
And this is a fight, David, that you is worried about time. 15 rounds would favor Williams in this fight, even though he's thrown all of the punches.
Chases right into the corner. Closing bell coming. They go to the distance.
And Paul Williams did himself a lot of good tonight.
A spirited effort by Winky Wright, but a landslide for Williams, who, as is so frequently the case, swamps his opponent with his punch output. Harold Letterman gave Winky Wright the 5th round. Now both Larry and fight for Bernard. You saw the name of Robert Hoyle, 18 title fights. Had Vladimir Klitschko leading. He often gets to go to Germany for the non-scoring job of watching Vladimir Klitschko knock out an American challenger. And then there's Judge Jerry Roth, the most
From the Mandalay Bay of Las Vegas, we go to the scorecards. Jerry Roth and Robert Hoyle, 119 to 109. Adelaide from South Carolina, Paul Williams.
So Adelaide Bird scores it a shutout. Both other judges, Hoyle and Roth, find a round to give to Winky.